Streaming live now on News8000.com. You're watching WKBT La Crosse. This is News 8 Now at noon.
Good afternoon. It is Tuesday, June 20th, and thanks for watching News 8 Now. I'm Jeremy Wall. Let's get right into the news today. President Biden's son, Hunter, plans to plead guilty of charges of breaking tax laws and a gun charge. Skylar Henry has more details from the White House.
President Biden's son, Hunter, has agreed to a plea deal which wraps up a 5-year investigation. Biden will plead guilty to 2 misdemeanor tax charges and admit to illegally possessing a gun while being a drug user.
What this indicates is that the Department of Justice thought this is where they could get an agreement. This is where they, if they went to trial, could show proof beyond a reasonable doubt.
Hunter Biden will have to appear before a judge to enter the plea deal. The prosecutor, who is a holdover from the Trump administration, is expected to recommend probation. The gun charge would be removed after 2 years if Biden completes a diversion program. Hunter Biden's attorney says he believes the agreement will end the government's investigation, but Hunter Biden's name won't go anywhere anytime soon.
I don't think it will quiet the critics, and I think that we will continue to see that the House will hold hearings.
Congressman James Comer, who is leading investigations into Hunter Biden, called it a slap on the wrist. Republicans in the House are investigating Hunter's business dealings in China and Ukraine, as well as investigations into his laptop and election interference. Hunter Biden has been a frequent foil for former President Donald Trump on the 2024 campaign trail.
The illegal censorship of the Hunter Biden laptop from hell. Remember the laptop from hell?
Trump compared today's plea deal to a traffic ticket. Skylar Henry, CBS News, the White House.
The White House issued a statement saying the president and first lady love their son and support him as he continues to rebuild his life. We have some new information about Neo Tao, whose fate lies in the hands of the jury today. The 35-year-old is charged with 3 counts of first-degree intentional homicide and possession of a firearm by a felon as a party to a crime. At the courthouse today, the jury is deadlocked as they have not been able to come to a decision. If Tao is convicted of first-degree intentional homicide, he will face a mandatory sentence of life imprisonment. We will provide more information as it becomes available. La Crosse firefighters responded to a building fire late last night that started as a report of a monitored fire alarm at the Aramonk uniform store. During the response, dispatch told the fire crews that there was smoke coming from the building. Fire trucks arrived at the scene in less than 5 minutes. Firefighters were able to pull out the fire with the help of the store's sprinkler system. No injuries or casualties have been reported, and the cause of fire is still under investigation. You can find more on News8000.com. Alrighty, now let's send it over to Derek with your Tuesday weather forecast. Derek.
All right, thanks for that, Jeremy. We are looking at clear skies here this afternoon across the Coulee region, and this is basically where we left off here from this morning. Just this dry weather pattern that's going to continue here for the rest of the day today. And you can see behind me that just how clear we are with the satellite and radar picture. No clouds and sure, no rain here either. Current temperatures are into the 80s, 84 in Eau Claire, 85 is the temperature now in La Crosse, and same temperature to the east in Sparta and to the northeast in Black River Falls. 82 is currently, or Winona's currently at 82. Bosque Bell 87, Prairie du Chien at 84 degrees. And we're not done warming up yet. We're going to continue to remain sunny, and temperatures will continue to rise into the upper 80s to the low 90s with a light easterly wind breeze at around 5 to 10 miles an hour during the day. Now stay tuned. I'm going to have a check on that full weather forecast coming up in a few minutes. I'll talk about exactly how long this warm or pretty much hot and dry weather pattern will last, and if we have any rain here in sight later on. Jeremy?
Thanks, Derek. A bill authorizing a $1 billion increase to K-12 education funding in Wisconsin is on Governor Tony Evers' desk. It's part of a larger deal made between the Democratic governor and Republican leaders in the legislature. But most Democrats aren't happy with it. That's because more than $100 million will go to increase spending in the private school voucher system, which allows public school students to attend private schools for free. Democrats largely oppose it because the money for vouchers comes out of public school funding. Democratic State Senator Brad Pfaff joined all but 2 state Democrats in voting against the bill because of that voucher system increase.
I strongly believe that parents should have their choice of what school that they are going to send their children to, but I also believe that we need to make sure that we fund our K through 12 public schools.
$125 per pupil increase each over the next 2 years. It also includes special education funding increases and commits $30 million for student mental health services. FAP says the bill is part of the larger state budget discussion, which legislators have to pass before the end of this month. Well, to celebrate Juneteenth, the Vernon County Historical Society dedicated a grave marker to the previously unmarked graves of an African-American family. Jefferson and Lottie Kraft are potentially the only formerly enslaved people buried in the Viroqua Cemetery. Their daughter Delilah, who was only 5 when she died, was buried with them. At the ceremony, a local actor portrayed Lottie Kraft and told the story of the Kraft family.
I think it's important that we as a community, we recognize the past and the people that have lived it here in the past and their struggles and the challenges they've had, but also the opportunities that this community provides.
Jefferson is recorded as having served in the Civil War. Local American Legion members provided an honor guard ceremony to commemorate his service. Well, if you're looking to get competitive while contributing to a good cause, the Holman Area Community Center is holding its inaugural cornhole tournament. For $40 a team, people can sign up to toss their way to the top. The event won't just be about the tournament. Visitors can win prizes without competing.
We have a basket raffle, we have a silent auction, we have a grand prize drawing for either a bike or brewer tickets. We are also hosting a 50-50 raffle.
All the raffle prizes were donated by area businesses and community members. The tournament and raffle happen this Saturday at Features Sports Bar and Grill in Holman. It starts at 1 in the afternoon. You can register ahead or register by 12:30 in the afternoon on the day of the tournament. Proceeds support the Holman Area Community Center. And coming up after the break, the electric SUV that's under investigation as consumers report of sudden power loss. We'll be right back. The stock exchange was closed Monday in observance of the Juneteenth federal holiday, but CBS News' Chanel Call has some of the other business news headlines from the Big Apple.
Auto safety regulators have launched an investigation into nearly 40,000 Hyundai Ioniq 5 electric SUVs. This comes after 30 drivers complained of sudden power loss, with many reporting a loud popping noise and a warning on their dashboard. Hyundai says there may be a problem with the battery charging unit, and it plans to update the vehicle's software next month. The world's largest air show is back in France for the first time in 4 years due to COVID. It kicked off with a historic sale. Indian airline Indigo and European aircraft maker Airbus reached a deal for roughly 500 jets. The week-long aerospace trade show will display new technologies coming to market, with thousands of jets up for order. This year, there's also a focus on defense aviation. And for families looking to travel by train this summer, today is the last day for Amtrak's Kids Ride Free flash sale. Children ages 2 to 12 can get a free ticket with the purchase of at least one adult ticket, valid for travel Mondays through Thursdays between June 30th and the end of September. Families can use the offer for coach travel on most routes across the country, as well as Acela business travel. That's your CBS News Money Watch report. For more, log on to cbsmoneywatch.com. At the CBS Broadcast Center, I'm Chanel Call.
That's it for your afternoon consumer news. As we head to break, here's a live look at the New York Stock Exchange. Stay with us. More news is next. A daily aspirin may not be good for all seniors, and possible relief for pregnant women battling nausea. Naomi Ruchim has a look at some of the day's top health stories.
Acupuncture and a drug called doxylamine pyridoxine can help pregnant women with moderate to severe nausea. A study published in the Annals of Internal Medicine finds either treatment is effective, but the combination of the two worked the best. Researchers also say using just acupuncture alone is an attractive option for women who are hesitant to use drug treatments when pregnant. New research in Australia finds low-dose aspirin is associated with a 20% increased risk of anemia in older adults. Doctors recommend that seniors taking aspirin monitor their blood iron levels. Millions of people take low-dose aspirin daily to prevent heart issues. And a happy childhood can lead to a healthy life. That's according to a new study published in Pediatrics that finds nurturing relationships and environments during childhood are linked to improved physical and mental health as adults. Researchers say parents and caregivers should try to limit stressful situations for children as much as possible before they reach adulthood. That's a look at some of the day's top health stories. Naomi Ruckham, CBS News, New York.
That's it for our medical news today. Here's a look at City Cam 8. Derek is in next with our forecast.
Weather outside is looking definitely nice here. Lots of sunshine and clear skies. It's a little bit warm out there as well. I do want to go ahead and kick things off with this air quality alert that was issued here for our western communities. And this is in effect until 9 p.m. tonight, or 9 p.m. Thursday, I should say. That's because the ozone near the surface is a little bit on the polluted side from some of that Canadian wildfire smoke that continues to affect the skies, creating unhealthy conditions for those sensitive groups. So if you fall into that sensitive group category, make sure to limit yourself outside and make sure to take appropriate measures if you're going to be outside. Take those frequent breaks and just really spend as much indoor time as you possibly can. Meanwhile, here in La Crosse, it's definitely not hazy. No air quality alerts here. Further east, 85 degrees and sunny. Visibility looking good at 10 miles. Meanwhile, to the north in Eau Claire, also sunny here. Temperatures at 84 degrees. Southeast winds light at 8 miles an hour. Current temperatures across the rest of the area this afternoon are mainly into those mid 80s. Not quite done warming up just yet. I'm expecting just a few degrees more into those mid to upper 80s with highs reaching 90, however, in La Crosse here this afternoon. As we take a look at your day planners this afternoon as well, 1 o'clock, 86 degrees and sunny, 88 degrees and sunny by 3 p.m. And by 5, it's going to be at 88 degrees with lots of sunshine here for us to work with. I'm expecting a clear night here, at least this evening, 85 degrees being the temperature there. A satellite and radar picture, very quiet. We're going to continue to measure this dry pattern here for a while as high pressure continues to just dominate our weather pattern for us to work with throughout the day today and also as we head into tonight. Now, if you look back towards the west, there is a frontal boundary there where you see some of that rain and cloud cover. That is forecast to affect us as we head into this weekend, and behind it will be pretty cool, but up until we get there, it's going to be remaining hot and dry and sunny here over the next couple of days, and this goes all the way into Wednesday night, and you can see things continue to remain on the clear side as we are still under this very strong upper level ridging pattern of high pressure that continues to dominate our weather pattern, providing that dry and hot condition here for us to work with, not just today, but really over these next several days. In fact, this goes all the way to Friday, and you can see that ridging pattern still creating that hot and dry condition here for us to work with. Now, there is going to be some changes. You can see this upper level low that's expected to move in from the northwest from Canada and spread across the upper Midwest. That could provide some stormy and also some cooler conditions for us to work with. Out ahead of it will be a little bit on the stormy side perhaps this weekend. Behind it, we're looking drier but also cooler. Those temperatures will go from the 90s down to the 80s for Monday and Tuesday. Meanwhile, low temperatures remain into the 60s across the area.
Nice, nice. But we are looking at a nice, beautiful week ahead with some
it's looking good.
Gorgeous temperatures. Yeah. I smell a heat wave. As we discussed earlier, you said we're in for one this week.
Yeah, well above average high temperatures for this time of the year. We're talking 90s, so don't usually see that this time of year, but yeah, it's going to be hot. Good news is no record high temperatures are expected.
I like it.
Yeah.
Like it. Derek, thank you so much.
Yep.
Coming up, the new opportunities aiming to help students find a career they want to pursue in the near future. And Western Technical College is helping students prepare for a potential career in healthcare. Today, the campus is hosting the first ever Healthcare Hula Baloo for middle school students. The two-day event aims to educate students on topics such as anatomy, physical therapy, and dietetics, and the different jobs in the healthcare field. Organizers say these workshops help students see and understand the different paths they can take in the healthcare field.
When students come into school, they think, okay, well, I want to be a nurse or I want to be a doctor. And to understand that there are different healthcare careers and to see what they look like. And I think most of us have some sort of seminal experience when we're in middle school or high school that says like, oh, this is maybe a career I want to pursue.
One student who plans to be a nurse said when she heard about this opportunity, she was excited to keep furthering her education about the healthcare field.
I'm here because in my future, I want to be a healthcare worker. And I think that this opportunity is an opportunity where I can learn stuff so I know what I'll be getting into in the future.
Western partnered with UWL, the Turbo University, and both Mayo Clinic and Gunderson Health Systems to help give students a hands-on experience with activities and facilities. Stay with us. We will have one more check of your forecast when we return.
Last check on your 8-day forecast, going to be pretty hot today with a high of 90 degrees, and for tomorrow even hotter with a high of 92. That is the first official day of summer too, by the way. Going to kick it off with a bang with that high of 92. And the same can be said here for Thursday. Highs remaining to the 90s for the rest of this week. I am watching for the chance of showers and storms for this weekend. And then behind that storm system, it's going to be cooler here for early next week, Monday and Tuesday. We're going to drop into the 80s for our highs. Meanwhile, low temperatures remain into the 60s. So just brace yourself. It's going to be a bit of a scorcher here for a while.
I like it. I like it. You know me. I'm all for it.
Crank that AC on full blast.
Good weather to grill too. Well, thank you for watching News 8 Now. Ken Kozarowski will have more news tonight. Thank you for watching.